Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 1 of our story. If you like this what if story and want to see part 2, let me know in the comments below. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, check the description for more great content and my playlist. This story was posted by Cementosss on Wattpad. Now let's start. Quirk. Wind release as a quirk called wind control. User can emit wind from their mouth and or control the flow of air 17 likes. Pizza, udon noodles bicycle, Izuku, puppies, kittens, shopping, anime nights, hanging out with Izuku, roses, snow, summer just for the holidays 28 dislikes. Izuku's old family, messes, studying, unpunctual people, sleeping in the dark, mosquitoes 21 personality, overprotective of those she loves, bad at jokes but still tries, hard-working, kind, gets embarrassed easily, tries to make a conversation with anyone, childish no one POV 22 it didn't start like a normal day. Izuku being bored as usual and Izumi being hyped, changed the whole atmosphere. Now you may ask, why was this? Well, quirks in a world where everyone has a quirk manifesting from age 6, ranging from E rated to S+ rated, E is the most rare. No heroes have been yet emerged from that depth. E is rated as some. Even beggars, if by chance have AS+ quirk, they become filthy rich, while a millionaire with a E quirk will become a beggar. Now, our main protagonist, Izuku Yagi, will emerge from those exact depths magically, not literally. 33. Mum. Shouted Izumi, who was jumping up and down on the couch with her older brother, Izuku, staring at the wall thinking something. Izumi, yes dear, asked her mum, who knew the answer to her question, which was, when are we going to the quirk doctor? Answered the excited Izumi with another question. 57, yes dear, asked her mum, who knew the answer to her question, which was, when are we going to the quirk doctor? Answered the excited Izumi with another question. Wait patiently Izumi, Ma will take us soon enough, said Izuku, who escaped out of his trance just minutes ago. Izumi pouted at her brother's answer and again started jumping. She will never learn, will she? Izuku here has AE ranked quirk which is unknown to the world, the doctor said while her head was down. So if you find anything, please do inform us, she continued while my whole world came crashing down. I looked at my mother with hope that she will at least comfort me, but to my dismay it never came. 20. The little girl here, on the other hand, has AS-rated telekinetic quirk, enough to match the number 4 hero Magneti. You hear that, Izumi? You're gonna be a hero, the words I wanted to hear, instead said to my sister, yes mom. I'll be a great hero, said Izumi while holding her Magneti figure in the air. One. I know, she said smiling. I eventually came to hate that at the Yagis. What about the quirks? Curiously asked Toshinori. 3. What about the quirks? Curiously asked Toshinori. Izu has an E-ranked but Izumi has a S-ranked quirk, powerful enough to battle the number 5 hero Magneti, Inko stated. 13. Oh really? Well, congrats Izumi. We are gonna go and celebrate. Okay, Izumi says while Izuku was having the time of his life. All alone in his room crying in a pillow dreaming to be a hero. 18. Deku. Kaken says, guess you've become useless Nichan, Izumi says with full spite in her last words. 7. Flashback. Izumi POV. I am running to my friends, excited about my quirk. When I reach them, Shoto asks, hey Izumi, didn't you and your brother go to the quirk doctor? What is it? Yeah. Speak up Izumi. What's the rank? Katsumi, my BFF, asks curiously, well my quirk is S-ranked. And it's telekinesis. I say, what about as? Shoka says, she always stutters when talking about my brother, don't know why. Well, his is E-ranked, he has a so-called demon inside but we don't know what it does. 7. I am the greatest. My quirk is S-ranked and the best. Katsuki says while blasting his hands, I am the greatest. My quirk is S-ranked and the best. Katsuki says while blasting his hands. 31. Oh shut up. Katsuki said while she hit his head hard. 8. Katsuki growled while I had a worry in my head. Hey guys. What if he still wants to be a hero? He will probably die before rescuing one person, Shoto said like it wasn't a worry in the world. Don't say it. 𝐒𝐭𝐴 cried. Yeah, we will just talk to him, I said, not knowing what we were about to do. No one 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗂. What happened, Kaken? You still want to be a hero, Ni-san? 9. Yes. Shoto then interrupted Izuku by giving a blast of ice on his hand. 9. Don't do it, you will only get yourself killed, useless, �プ𝗁 said, surprising everyone. 1. 𝗕𝗶𝗃𝗁. Is it �㗗𝗁, you too? Izuku said, shocked. 1. Sorry, Izin, I have to. �㗗𝗁 thought, regretting what 𝗕𝗁 was about to do. 29. Ah. Izuku screamed as �㗗𝗁 blasted his leg with some fire, leaving a small but hurtful burn. What the hell, 𝗗𝗗? We didn't agree to this. Izumi hissed in 𝗗𝗗's ear. 1. Then how will he stop to be a hero unless he doesn't know what harm it can bring him? Argued 𝗗𝗗, returning the hiss. 2. I guess you're right, Izumi said, proceeding to tell everything to her gang. Ha, I finally get to put the nerd in his place. Katsuki thought as he readied the explosion in his hand. What are you going to do, Kaken? Izuku scrambled behind as the lunch was just about to be over. Just a little more. Izuku thought, and as on cue, ring ring. Saved by the bell. Nerd, Katsuki cussed as he was just about to get to the good part. Izuku runs away thinking why too. After the fateful day at school, Izuku came home with a small burn on his stomach and a bandaged face which was left in the middle due to the nurse knowing that Izuku was an 𝗕, for he opened the door. I'm home. No response. Izuku thought no one is home. Did they leave me? He entered the house with a spare key he had which he took today just in case. Thank God I brought you today, huh? He thought, looking at the key. He removed his shoes, took a warm bath and started to treat his minor wounds. Why are mom and dad doing this? Do they not love me? Thought Izuku as his $1,000,000 smile started to fade. He started his PC with difficulty as he was still 6 and started looking up how to treat the wounds. Izuku clutched his forehead as it started to burn. After a while of agony, it stopped. He quickly looked up how to treat burns as he thought his head was burned for some reason, but it turns out that it wasn't. When he checked in the mirror, he just saw a tattoo. Why does it say L love? After some rubbing his head with soap, he concluded that it was permanent, though he didn't know how it came to be. 11. Why does it say L love? After some rubbing his head with soap, he concluded that it was permanent, though he didn't know how it came to be. He started learning how to treat wounds and then he heard the door closing. He went to check it out but he saw his parents. He didn't want to bother them so he just left them be. 14. After a while of surfing the web, he stumbled upon an All Might video. Have no fear. What? Because I am here. Izuku's eyes sparkled at the hero and he started to find more videos. He had just forgotten who his idol was. It was the great All Might. If you are a true hero, then keep smiling. Just like me, in the face of danger, keep smiling to show them you aren't scared. His idol said, smiling himself, if I want to be a hero like All Might, then I will keep smiling. Izuku thought as his $1,000,000 smile grew again, for I'll never stop smiling. He thought again, even if the world goes against me, I'll never stop smiling. But they won't, will they? Somebody will accept me, so I will keep smiling till then. He encouraged himself. He then started to mumble, I have to find my quirk. The doctor said that it was a living demon, but I don't know how to connect to him or communicate, so what can I do? Maybe extreme circumstances will activate or awaken him. But I don't want to try it in case I get killed, so all I can do is wait. B-1, shut up. You're annoying. 7. Who told that? Izuku said while looking everywhere, are you my demon? Can I talk to you? If it's okay with, just tell yes or no please, or just tell me what you can do. Will my appearance change if I meet Y-? I said shut up. And the time is not right, you were annoying, that's why I spoke. 2. Oh okay, I'll try to keep quiet from now on. Can you hear my thoughts? No response. Okay, I will take it as a yes, Izuku said, excited that his quirk finally spoke. Everybody tells that you're weak, is that true? Again, no response. I'll take that as a no, Izuku thought, thinking his queer, oh, his friend can hear him. Where were we? Oyue is a college and Izuku is 15 10 times skip no jutsu. No one POV 9. Okay, You are third years, so it's time to focus on your future and what you want to be, the teacher says with a serious face which makes the class grunt. Just kidding, he says while throwing papers into the air, then continues, I know you all want to be heroes. Oi. Don't lump my group and I with these extras, teach. They'll be lucky enough to become the sidekicks of some C-listers, Katsuki says while growing a smirk on his face and keeping his foot on the table. The big five of Aldra, going to UIC, teach says 12, no way. The acceptance is lower than 0. 2. They may be good, but are they this good? The students asked and talked too. Silence. The teacher demanded, okay, this day is going better than expected, maybe he'll pull through without using alcohol. Our main protagonist thought, but boy was he wrong. 18. Izuku Yagi, gonna try for UA too. He said with a smirk to provoke the bullies as he rather enjoyed seeing the runt suffer. 5. Deku, don't even think about it, runt. You'll just die. Izumi said with anger in her eyes, but she was thinking that's why I bully you, so that you don't die. Please don't become a hero. 11. There's no harm in trying, Izuku said, thinking I had been waiting for 9 years. Where are you? 6. Deku, don't try it if you know what's good for you, Katsuki said rushing up to him. Damn it, nerd, why are you making her worry? Just go die if you know what's good for you, or I'll kill you myself. 6. Understand? Katsuki said while blasting Izuku's desk, making it break. Izuku had enough of this. He breathes in then out. Listen here, Bakugo, judging from how you always treat me, I don't think you worry about me, so just shut and go sit in your seat or I'll make you myself, understand? He said while getting up and facing Bakugo, making him sweat. 4. That's enough, Yagi, both of you, go sit down, the teacher said, demanding authority. 6. Well, pay afterwards, Bakugo said, going to sit in his seat. He stuttered. The class thought, including Izumi and excluding Katsuki and Izuku. Now let's start the lesson. The teacher said, time skip, no jutsu cause the lecture was boring. Izuku POV. 6. After the bell ringed, I packed my bags up and started to head out, but before I left, boom, I stumbled back and fell on my butt. I looked up to see my sister and ex-best friend. Say it again, nerd, Katsuki said, smirking. Leave be too. I said. Izumi and Katsuki were shocked that I cussed. It wasn't normal, not at all, not for them at least. 15. Katsuki lost it, then held me up by the collar. If you want a quirk so badly, then take a swan dive off the roof and hope for it in the next life, he said, smirking. 10. I looked at Izumi, who looked shocked. Guess she didn't expect that. Don't fucking ignore. Nerd, Katsuki said while tightening the grip. I just smacked it and he left it. Thank God for the secret training I've been doing. I got 6 abs. And am strong, mainly strong, but I have had enough of this. Keep smilling, become like All Might. Keep smilling, I said over and over in my head to calm myself down. 15. Please leave Bakugo as I have other matters to attend to, I said, giving my OG smile which again shocked the both of them. Oi Bakugo, the school left, what are you doing with this useless nerd? Shoka asked. She was in a different class with Katsumi and Shoto, so they weren't that big of a deal. This nerd just angered him a bit, that's all, Izumi said, coming out of her shock trance. Come on baby, let's go, she said while hugging Shoto's arm. All right, Shoto replied. 15. I sighed that they left me alone, but I thought Katsumi and Shoko were staring at me with a look I didn't recognize. Then I proceeded home, which I also didn't like. On the way, I heard some rumbling which caused me to look behind, and I spotted a green slime. He said, medium-sized meat shield, not bad. Then he quickly launched himself at me. I was stunned and didn't react in time, so he got to me and started to lock on when I struggled, and he replied with a giggle and said, don't make it hard for us. Just quiet down so the pain can go away quickly. I didn't listen, so I still struggled, not noticing my eye is going haywire and turning. I struggled and he replied with a giggle and said, don't make it hard for us. Just quiet down so the pain can go away quickly. I didn't listen, so I still struggled, not noticing my eye is going haywire and turning. I started to see bits of sand rise up, but before they could do anything, I say a silhouette of someone Detroit smash. He said, the force was major, so I passed out but woke up with someone slapping me. 5. I said as I woke up, and to my realization, it was my idol All Might. Good to see that you're awake, young man, he said while giving his signature smile. This All Might. I searched for notebook to see that he already gave me his autograph, all might. I quickly shouted as he was about to leave. He turned around and said, "Yes, young man. Can a person with a quirk become a hero?" I said with hope, and my eyes had already turned back when I fell unconscious. "I'm sorry, but a person with a quirk can't be a hero. Try to become a police officer instead. They do a fine job even if they aren't praised," he said, breaking my hope into a billion pieces. Now I have got to go. With that, he jumped away. 34. I look around to search for what I do and my eyes fall on a 30-story building. Maybe I should do it. I walked and climbed, finally reaching the top. Before I jumped, I wrote a letter and kept it below my shoes, which I removed. The letter contained, "Hello, my so-called family and friends. I wrote this to tell you, you achieved what you wanted. Why? I jumped and killed myself today. A moment of celebration, wouldn't you say? 23. Making myself kill me so that your hands don't get stained. What a perfect job. I even met my idol today and he said that I can't be a hero. Such a great day, wouldn't you say? 1. Neglecting me at home and bullying me in school so that I go crazy and kill myself. Don't even make a dumb excuse like, I didn't realize it, oh my. Such a terrible mother I am. Or, I didn't want him to die so I bullied him till he bled unconscious, oh my. Such a terrible sister/friend I am, so I killed myself and you achieved it. Such a great life, wouldn't you say? 10. Hell, I'm surprised I didn't go evil or crazy till now. I don't know about my uncles like Izawa/Irisurhead, Nizu, or my grandpa, Gran Torino, so I don't know what to say to them. Either you actually forgot me or Toshi and Inko told you lies. I'll leave some pictures of my injuries which I happen to have, and which you ignored, probably thinking it's just him playing rough with his friends and I am saying the truth, wouldn't you say? 2. Hell, I'm surprised I didn't go evil or crazy till now. I don't know about my uncles like Izawa/Irisurhead, Nizu, or my grandpa Gran Torino, so I don't know what to say to them. Either you actually forgot me or Toshi and Inko told you lies. Ilya 2:12. Like what you see. These are beautiful, wouldn't you say? 15. Like what you see. These are beautiful, wouldn't you say? 17. Complete my dying wish for me, shall you? Don't invite Toshinori, Inko, Izumi, Katsuki, Shoka, or Shoto to my funeral, and oh yeah, make them confess what they did on live television. It'll be fun, wouldn't you say? 11. Sincerely with hate to all of you Fuckers, Izuku. Just now that I have fulfilled my hate, let's jump, shall we? I want to fly like a bird, I said to myself, getting ready to jump. 10, 3, 2, 1, go. With that I took a leap of faith which would finally release me from my curse and kill me. Woohoo! 34. POV. I was just returning from my job when I heard someone shout. I looked there to find a boy, my age, jumping from the roof. He was just about to hit the ground. Before he did, I used my quirk to stop him. I expected a thank you, but all I got was a glare with one of his eyes turning, you're welcome. Why, oh why did you stop me? I was just about to be free. The boy said, clearly angry. 3, whoa, calm down. Can you say why you jumped? And your name? 1. Izuku. Well, she looked calm, but I wasn't, so I decided to be calm to not scare her away, but in the end she was going to cause an E. I sighed and started, my name is Izuku. No, it's just Izuku, I don't like my family name. Oh, okay, my name's Ayaka Fukusaki. Now if you're comfortable, can you tell me why you jumped? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. 3, oh, there goes my chance to make actual friends, I thought, as I didn't expect what would happen. Suddenly, out of my dismay, she hugged me. I didn't know how to react, so I was just standing in the position I was in before. 14, must have been hard, right? She asked to calm me down and I cried a lot. She was just hugging me while I cried, and after some time I dared to hug back. While I thought she would leave me, she was comforting me. Looks like I was right when I said somebody will accept me. After a while we let go of each other and I thanked her, to which she replied, it's okay, but what about you parents, or you would have at least one friend, right? No, I'm so sorry, she says, tearing up. It's fine, it wasn't your fault anyway, I said while I had a good look at her. It's fine, it wasn't your fault anyway, I said while I had a good look at her. 39. I did something everyone would do. I blushed at the sight while I said, don't cry, why don't look good, too? Oh okay, she said while she blushed a bit, you wanna come with me? You can stay if you want. But what about your parents? They died. I've been living on my own. I have a job to support me though. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't know. Like you said, it's fine, so you come in? Sure, give me your address. I'll come at your house after I get my clothes from my old house. 13. All right, be sure to come within 2 hours. My shift starts then. 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗔𝗂𝘁𝗵𝗄𝐻. Wait. You didn't get my address. I ran over and grabbed the note she was holding, then ran. No one. POV Izuku ran home after trying to commit suicide. No biggie. 53. On the other hand, Izumi was worried out of her mind figuring out where he went as it was 6 p.m. now. She heard the door close and went to check it out to find her brother. She started to act and made a look of disgust. Ugh, it's just you. 𝗕𝗫𝗄 you too, he said, returning the look. Then he rushed into his room. What's up with him today? Guess I'll check it out, Izumi thought as she went towards his room, then knocked. Open in 3 or this door goes down. 1 2 𝗕𝗓𝗓 3. Izuku opened the door. What? Geez, don't be like that, Nichan, Izumi said while smirking. Just speak what you want. Why are you acting like this today? What do you mean? All the bullying definitely didn't change me. Oh, whatever, Izumi said, then quickly used her quirk to lift Izuku, who didn't even fight back, and threw him to the other hand of the hallway. Ga. Izuku shouted. Pathetic, Izumi said while again using her quirk to take him out the window and throw him out. Don't come back, will you? She scowled to an unconscious Izuku. 6. With Izuku, what the hell? Izuku said while he looked around. Why am I in a sewer? He looked around to see light coming from one of the pathways and decided to check it out. 12. He came inside to see a huge brown monster with blue markings around him. Who are you? If I may ask, the monster called Shikaku was shocked at a human being polite to him and decided to return the favor just this once. I am the Sand Devil, Shikaku. And what is this place? It's your mindscape, kid. I'm the monster within you, Izuku snapped. Why didn't you help me then, Shikaku? I was suffering while you were just watching. Calm down, kid. No, actually, you're here to accept an apology from me. The apology goes, I'm sorry that I didn't do anything and am here to train you. I can see everything you can. 13. Train me? Izuku asked, now fully calmed as he gets to be stronger. Plus, yep, I will train you for a good 10 years. Don't worry, you won't age a bit and it's 2 hours in the real world, so it's okay. 20. Then let's get to it. 1. Oh, okay. I'ma just start. Shikaku has an OC personality in this 35 in Izuku's mindscape. Let's start training. I said with hope as someone finally wants to train me. Listen, kid, as much as I hate this part, I have to explain how the sand moves. Oh, okay. Start then. So, I have a thing called chakra which moves the sand, and because I'm inside you, you can move it to your free will. We can do a lot of things with chakra, but I have sensed that for some reason, this world cannot use it even though they have it. I suggest that after training take a certain amount of sand and I'll put my chakra in it to make it stronger, okay? Okay. Now can we get to training? Sure, Shikaku said as he chuckled. Time skip. He can do everything Gaara does in Season 3 and teleport using sand molecules. If Shikaku's chakra is in at 45, your training for now is done. Go out. It's nearly 1 hour 45 minutes in the real world, Shikaku said, proud of what the boy has achieved in 10 years. Thanks, Shikaku, for the training, but I was wondering something during our training. If it's about more training, then don't worry. I can talk to you through our mind as they are connected, and you can see me when you sleep if you want. No, not that. Thanks for the info, but I was thinking that why are you behind the cage and why is there paper on the bars? It's the seal. It limits how much chakra I can give you, but as you can't use it except in your sand. So the seal is pointless. Also, if you want, I can come out to aid you or go on my personal rampage, but I prefer not to, so I can just rip this off. If you trust me not to go on a rampage, Shikaku replied with a menacing grin. Izuku said as he rose up to rip the seal off. Are you sure? I can go on a rampage if I conquer your mind. It's not like you will. Besides, I trust my brain and you, Izuku said while knocking on his head. Then he rose enough to rip it off and did. Now, how do I leave? Just think that you want to leave and you will leave. Okay, Izuku said as he pressured his mind, ordering it that he wants to leave. He did it after a few tries and woke up in the real world. Okay, Shikaku, can you hear me? Yes, now shut up and go to the girl. 3. All right. Just check in, Izuku thought as he walked up to his window and rose up with the help of sand from his house's garden. He reached his window and opened it slowly. He wrote a new letter containing most of the things from his suicide letter, excluding the things that he is doing suicide, and left it on the table before leaving with 2 bags. After some time, he came to the address to find a appealing house made of wood in between the woods. What the hell? Wasn't she living alone? Izuku thought as he wondered, being stunned at the beauty of the house. Hey Izuku, Ayaka said. She looked as if going to an office. Hey Fukusaki, thanks for letting me stay. Where do you work? First of all, call me Ayaka. Secondly, no problem. And third, I work as a 𝗕𝗏𝗍𝗧 girl, she said while giving a thumbs up. 13? Oh okay, can you give me the key? Izuku asked as he pointed to the big house. And isn't that a bit expensive for a 𝗕𝗏𝗍𝗧 girl? It was my parents. They were super rich and had many houses, but I thought I'm the only one living, literally, so why not sell the others for money? And I did. I just have this job to keep having money so I don't run out. And here, she tosses the keys as she giggled a bit. 8 fuck, she's cute, Izuku thought, then caught the keys she tossed. Thanks, when do you leave? I mean the job. 3? Considering it's already 7:50, I think I'm gonna be late unless I use my quirk. So I'll come back around 12-inch 2, you work that late. You'll be surprised at how many people order pizzas at 11 p.m., she said while getting ready to take off with her quirk, then she waved before saying bye then. 11, yeah. Bye, Izuku said while seeing Ayaka tail off. I think I'll go to the beach for the sand with that. He took off after reaching a certain beach. 1 Geez, this place is trashed. I used to love coming here, but WF happened. He thought while looking around. Okay kid, I suggest that you clean this beach up for training. Even with the physical things I did, which are not a lot, you can use this to build up some muscle. Thanks for the idea. I'll start right away. Izuku thought, responding to Shaka. All right. Let's start. 4 Fuck, this is tiresome. I have to work on my stamina, Izuku thought to himself as he was walking to his new home, which he actually was happy about. It's 12 now. Ayaka should be home by now, he thought to himself as he reached the place to find Ayaka laying on the floor, not even close to the door. She passed out. After sighing, Izuku carried her bridal style to her room. While being a tomato 22, he put her on the bed, and when he was about to leave, he felt something tug his arm. He looked behind to see Ayaka holding his sleeve. Do you need anything? Where will you sleep? I only have one room. 4. Oh well, I think I'll sleep on the couch or outside. It's windy and I like it. Don't go out, there are mosquitoes. Sleep with me on the bed. 23. Excuse me, sleep with me on the bed, it'll be better, she said. I'll sleep already. 5 Izuku went red and asked, are you sure that I'll not be bothering you? Plus, yeah, now sleep. I'm tired, she said while taking a blanket on. You don't want to change. I can go out if you want. Just sleep. Izuku replied. He went on the bed fully red that he was sleeping beside a cute girl. Ayaka POV. I don't remember what happened last night after I passed out. What about Izuku? I thought as I looked here and there, then I noticed a bump on my bed and got curious. I removed the sheet to find Izuku. I shouted as BLD escaped my nose. Why are you shirtless? And in my bed? I said as I became red. He said while rubbing his eyes. You don't remember what happened. He's so hot and cute at the same time. Ayaka. Abs 9. 9. I escaped my trance, startled. Yes. He sighed and continued. Do you not remember what happened yesterday? And not much. I remember me passing out due to exhaustion. I don't remember anything after that. I carried you to your room and was about to leave, but you insisted on not leaving, so I didn't. I said. I say while being a tomato. Yeah, I should wear a shirt, he said and got up. Say, would your boss let me take your shift instead? Why? I didn't know what or why he was saying this. You passed out of exhaustion. I think that's obvious, so you should rest today. I'll take your shift, if your boss allows, that is. Don't do that. We're still kinda strangers. I don't even know if my boss would agree. We are strangers and yet I sleep in your bed with you. Just write a note and let me do the rest. It's the least I can do. What happened to him? It's like his personality changed. I like it. I thought while he was waiting. Ahem. Today, 15. Oh right. I scrambled over to the bed drawer and opened it. wrote a note and gave it to Izuku. What should I do till then? Shopping, movie, or you can stay here binging some anime. 20 I giggled at the answer and told, I choose option 3. Good for you then. When does your shift start again? Well, since middle school ended ages ago dash. Yeah, just yesterday. My boss told me I would do 2 shifts, one from 3 to 5 and the other from 8 to 12. Seems doable. I'll go and train. Oi, wait. What do you do for training? Well, there's a littered beach. I just go and clean it. Does good training too, he said as he lifted his shirt to show me some abs. Bad Ayaka. Don't have those thoughts, I thought to myself and looked away blushing. Just go and train. Let me binge some anime. He chuckled and answered, sure. He left and I started watching Overlord on Netflix. After a while, I finished 4 episodes. Izuku came in, tired. Wow, what happened? Tired much? 31. Not feeling it today, he said, coming in and he fell on the couch. Watcha doing? Watching Overlord on Netflix? Oh, sick. Do you know that in episode 6 I scream at the top of my lungs, not wanting a spoiler? Shut up, I'm on episode 5. He smirked. I thought, thinking that he will give me a huge amount of spoilers. I'll also watch then, he said. What? Yeah, I'm on episode 7 so I'll also watch. Oh okay. I said after a while. He started to dizzy off and slept on my lap. I didn't know what to do so I started playing with his hair while watching. I checked the time and it's 2:30. He woke up and sat straight up. WTF happened? It's 2:30, get ready. But where do you work? I was shocked. He had to get ready and didn't know where I work. Just get ready and I'll give you the address on your phone. Oh, okay, he said as he rushed off. I was glad that I exchanged numbers when we first met. I sent the address and he ran out in 5 minutes. I was glad that I took the day off cause I will barrage him with spoilers of Overlord 7 times. Skip no 1 POV. Izuku came back from work and to his surprise, Ayaka was sleeping in her PJs on the couch. He decided to go and clean the beach. Since he had nothing else to do. He was conversing with Shikaku while doing it to know more about chakra. Shikaku mentioned that he forgot all his memories of his previous life and they decided on becoming a vigilante to gather more chakra. As Shikaku said, it's better to have a mix of different chakras than only one. Izuku also bought some weights to put on while walking and doing something else. He would only remove them when sleeping and bathing. 6 After his training schedule is completed, he looks at his watch. 7:30. Well, I've got nothing to do so let's just walk, he thought to himself, and as he started to go under a bridge, he heard a familiar voice saying, we meet again, medium-sized meat shield. Yes, nice to meet you too, how's the family? Izuku said as he turned around to see green slime with 2 eyeballs and 1 mouth. Good, thanks to you. The slime said as he jumped towards Izuku. Sand coffin, Izuku said while holding his hand out as sand from around him went to capture the slime. Good thing I'm near the beach. 5 Sand seal, he said as the sand hardened. He went towards the huge sphere and put his ear against it. 1 Let me out of here. The slime shouted. Nah, not yet, Izuku replied. He left the sphere here writing a note and leaving it. It read, To whoever finds this, I have captured the slime villain and put it in the sphere. So if you're not a hero or police officer, please send it to them. Sincerely, a future wannabe hero. When he left, thinking that what he did was a good job and reached home. Hey, I'm home. No response. Izuku got worried about his only friend and checked all the rooms to find her in the bedroom. Sleeping. I'm paranoid AF. He then checked the time and got ready for his shift. He would reach early just in case her boss didn't allow it. He took the letter and ran off with his weights on. Turns out the booze accepted and was a very nice fellow. Izuku, after the shift, went home and got squashed in Ayaka's chest as she thanked him, and his face was a clear mess. 24 A day after Izuku left. Izuku still doesn't know that his father is All Might, and All Might is not that desperate to look for a successor. 43 Izumi POV. I came upstairs to knock on Oniai-chan's door and remember that I had thrown him out of the window. With regret, I thought he's not that weak. He may have come up and slept right. 1 After a minute, I got impatient and slammed the door open to see no one in, with all of his All Might posters ripped and a letter resting on the table, and I read it. Dear parents and friends, you achieved what you wanted. What is it, you may ask? It's Izuku leaving the house to fend for his own cause. We don't want him, right? I'm leaving this shitty family and ex-friends. If you cared about me, I honestly don't think you would have not neglected me and at least noticed the scars and burns I've had. Don't remember. Let me just jog your memory too. I'm leaving this shitty family and ex-friends. If you cared about me, I honestly don't think you would have not neglected me and at least noticed the scars and burns I've had. Don't remember. Let me just jog your memory too. Hot right. Wait, there's more. Hot right. Wait, there's more. 14. Hot right. Wait, there's more. 3. That's it. Not much right. That's it. Not much right. 1. I am done with your bullshit and I am leaving the house. Don't even think about making excuses such as, I didn't even remember such a terrible mother/father I have been, or, I was just doing this so he wouldn't die even though I beat him to AF bloody pulp every day, not knowing what he suffers through, such a terrible friend/sister I have been. 9. I don't even know what to say about my uncles, either they actually didn't like me or Toshinori and Inko. Yes, I'm calling them that cause they aren't my parents anymore, just told you lies, in which case I forgive you. But if they didn't, don't expect me to forget all I've been through and go running into your arms. There once was a boy who didn't even need a good quirk, he just wanted to be a hero, but after one word said, his life changed. After it, the boy was agitated, wanting comfort or warm words such as, even you can be a hero. Boy, was he wrong when he thought, mother or father will say this. Eventually, I know it, he went to his friends for comfort who just beat him. My time will come, he thought. Finally, after around 12 years of bullying, scars, neglect, sadness, his time came. He met an angel who took him under her wing and took him away from the old family. The boy's name was Izuku, nothing more, nothing less. Sincerely from my deepest hatred, Izuku. 2 P.S. Don't find me and I'll not kill you. If you do, don't approach me. And expect me at you. 23. I cried and cried, hating myself for what I did to my brother. 4. Honey, what's wrong? My mom said, rushing in with Dad. Read it, I said between sobs, handing the letter to my parents. After a few minutes, they fell on the floor crying and sobbing. Independent Illinois, call the detective, Dad said, between sobs. 15. I'm such a bad mother, Mom repeated while Dad called our friends and family and I went to comfort Mum. 78. After a few minutes, we heard the doorbell and after cleaning ourselves quickly, we went to see who it was. Uncle Enji and Aunt Ray came in with the Todoroki twins. Shoto noticed me and took me somewhere else. 1. What happened? He asked. I could see the worry in his eyes and replied, Ni-sen left. What do you mean? He ran away. From here. 23. I just nodded in reply. Oh no, did he say anything about leaving? I handed him the letter and while he read, Shoka strolled to us and noticed me crying a bit. She hurried over and asked, what happened? Are you okay? Did Sho do something? Ni-sen left, he ran away from house. She said, he was her crush and he left, not giving her a chance to confess her feelings. She was broken. 54. Why, I'll read this letter, Sho said while handing Shoka the letter. She read it and was devastated at what she did. Between our silence, we heard some shouts of Uncle Enji and Aunt Ray. Uncle Zoa also must have come because we heard him. What the hell, Toshinori? Enji said. 25. I expected better from you, Inko. Ray said. 1. You just neglected your own son. Uncle Zoa shouted. He always had a different bond with Aizu before he was announced quirkless. I always wanted the same bond. 26. I heard the doorbell ring and as I went up to open it, I was given glares from Uncle. I opened the door to find Nizu, Gran Torino, Aunt and Uncle Bakugu and the twins. 14. Small time skip. 5. Toshinori, I expected better from you, Nizu said after the explanation of Izuku. Uncle Zoa was in tears for his nephew. Ray and Auntie Mitsuki were comforting him and Nizu with Gran Torino were talking to my parents while the others were scolding the group and me for, I'm sorry Sniff, I am a bad sister, I said while Uncle Enji was scolding us with Uncle Zawa giving all of us glares after reading the letter. 5. You all are bad relatives. Uncle Zawa shouted. He was not the type to shout. Sometime we got scared and the girls and I were crying. We regretted it so much. 3. No one POV. You're lucky that the kids don't know about you and 𝗬𝗏 or you would have to tell all you did to Izuku. Nizu caught himself before saying the surname. Your salary will be deducted by 85% for UA and your quirk will be transferred to Mirio Togata immediately. Do you understand? Nizu scolded. 34. And I will not be pressed charges for what I'm about to do, Gran Torino said in an almost demonic voice while his face was shadowed. 14. Both of the Yagis flinched at this and kept their heads down, not wanting to anger the already angered people. Plus, and I have some special arrangements for the school which allowed this Nizu thought. As he laughed 𝗧𝗵𝗲, I returned from my usual patrol route without any annoyance talking about pro heroes this time. I walk up to our room and open the door to keep my stuff. She's at work. Thank God no, I don't keep secrets from her. She knows about my vigilante stuff. It's just that, this time I came back with a lot of BLD and she just gets concerned. We are not dating yet. I'm thinking about confessing. I skipped high school cause I think that's bullshit. Though I do take the exams cause it's important if I want to get into UA. I have Ayaka to ask me random question which she does enthusiastically, but I always answer correctly. 8. I keep my vigilante costume in the drawer and lock it. 5. I like it a lot. Ayaka designed it for me. 20. I like it a lot. Ayaka designed it for me. I head out to rest after keeping my gourd, which is made of sand, in which there's Shikaku's chakra, and come out to rest on the couch. I eventually doze off scrolling through my phone, looking at cute kittens and puppies which Ayaka sends me through the phone. One after a bit, I hear the ring bell and dash forward to open the door. Pizza, finally. I thought cause I was hungry and not in the mood to cook, not that I don't know how to, it's a different topic. I open the door, pay the man and go to the couch, open a random anime to watch while I eat. For after an hour or so, I hear the doorbell again. Ayaka will be mad. I thought. I hurriedly got up, threw the pizza box outside, heard the doorbell rung for the second time and ran to open it. What took you so long? She asked with a curious expression on her face. 1. Oh, I was sleeping. Yes, sleeping. So done with your shift? Yep. Done with your patrols. Did you get hurt? Yes, then no, thank God, she sighed and went up the room to change. So, Ayaka, I said after she came out, yeah. Are you free tomorrow? Yeah, why? She said as she plopped on the bed and went through some shows. I was thinking we could hang out. Really? Yes. We could go shopping, then a movie, and finally diner, I said dreamily. I like food, can't blame me. Yes. Then diner, she said giggling. It's settled then. First some shopping, then a movie, diner and anime night in which I ask you. I said the last part quietly, not wanting to ruin the surprise. 4. Time skip to when they are going to the mall. No one POV as Izuku and Ayaka are walking to the mall. Izuku sees a sight that he doesn't want to, Ayaka, yeah. Let's go to another mall. I heard there was one downtown. 2. What? This is the one we're going to. But why do you don't want to go here? No reason, let's go, Izuku said as he put on his hoodie's cap and ran in, pulling Ayaka. Otobi. It hurts. 3 o'clock, Izuku said as he sighed. No, it's 5. 1. Not that, look at 3 o'clock. Oh, Ayaka said as she looked at her right to see 2 twins and a girl with golden hair who looked exactly like Izuku except the hair. Wait, 2 wins. One pair has bicolored hair and the other ones have spiky hair. She mumbled to herself. 5. Yes. They are my old family. What? Let me at them. Ayaka said, resisting the pull of Izuku. Many people looked at the couple and sighed or laughed for Ayaka. We are gaining attention. Stop it, Izuku said between breaths, glad that the group didn't get their attention. Good. I want them to know what they did to you. Stop or no udon for you, she gasped and said dramatically. No. 6. Yes. He said seriously. Please. Ayaka. I'll get you udon, don't cry, okay? Thanks Aizu, you're the best. 2 cute come which shop first. What about Jack and Jones? 14, sure. With that, they left off to shop and had a good day. Time skip to anime night. Ayaka POV. Thanks Aizu, that was the best day ever. No problem, he said, smiling at me. I blush at his smile. He's just so hot and cute at the same time. I think I'll confess today, but before I say anything, he speaks up in the middle of Tokyo Ghoul 20. Hey Aya, I wanted to ask you something, he said as he gets down on one knee. 5. Yeah, what is it? I said, my heart thumping and having thoughts like, is he gonna confess? 1. I just wanted to say, I accept. I shouted, but then I saw the look on Aizu's face which told me I was a bit wrong too. What do you accept? Aizu said, his face was confused. See, I thought he was gonna confess. What should I do? Nothing, just continue. I said while looking embarrassed. One Aizu sighed and continued, I ate pizza without you, 16 I was shocked to say the least, when, with tears forming in my eyes, why yesterday look I'm dash, save it, I said while showing him my palm and crying. Honestly, I acted like he cheated on me, but it's pizza, so anything fair. 17, on the other hand, I ordered pizza and you can have one for yourself, he said, raising an eyebrow. He knew me too, got him well. 6, all is forgiven, loyal subject, I shouted with glee. I'm gonna confess now, so my face turned red. Yes, he said, getting up and sitting on the couch. I took a deep breath and exhaled. He was just stunned, figuring out what I said. After a few minutes of me being a total tomato, he realized and blushed furiously. I like you to dash. 3 I didn't let him finish. I just bridged the gap between us and kissed him. I felt him melt into it and it turned into a full makeout session. Boy, was it great. Time skip to entrance exam. Izuku POV. I am 18 now. Ayaka and me have been dating for almost a year and are happy. I don't know how we didn't ran into the Yagis, Todorokis, or Bakugas yet, but I'm glad we didn't. 17 One day, I was doing vigilante stuff and Uncle Zawa suddenly popped out. It was a scary experience cause he doesn't follow me much. Thanks to my training I escaped and told the experience to Ayaka, who banned me from doing it again. I shouldn't have. I'm telling you, it was for your own good, she said, pouting, puffed out cheeks, walking with me to UA. 1, I just make you angry cause you look cute, I said, chuckling, my hands on her waist. She blushed and said, "Shut up, look, we're here." 13, yeah, looks like we are. Let's go in. Oh, okay, she said as she rushed in. She looked back and shouted while still walking behind, "Come on, 𝐒𝐬𝐳𝐿." She didn't get to finish because she tripped over something and I was about to send sand to catch her, but a brunette with a round face and what looked like a permanent blush used her quirk on her. 5, she said as she rushed in. She looked back and shouted while still walking behind, "Come on, 𝐒𝐬𝐳𝐿." She didn't get to finish because she tripped over something and I was about to send sand to catch her, but a brunette with a round face and, "Sorry, but falling on the first day is bad luck. Hope you didn't mind me using my quirk," she said. "No problem." Ayaka replied, "Can you tell me your quirk? What is it? Is it some sort of gravity-related or telekinetic quirk?" Aya, shush. Sorry, she really likes quirks, I said as I walked to her. "Name is Izuku, what about you?" "Chako Uraraka," she said. I noticed her face went red. 46, "Hey, are you okay?" "Your face is red," I said out of concern for, "I'm okay, really," she said while washing her hand, while Ayaka was given glares in the background for, "Okay if you say do, let's go Aya." She hopped to me and hugged my arm while we were walking and I just had this feeling that someone was staring at us, so I looked back but saw no one. "What happened?" "Nothing, let's go," I said. After we registered ourselves, we sat down in the huge room and waited. "Hello, little listeners. Can I get a hey?" A blonde with boomerang hair said. Ayaka was fangirling beside me, so I got to know that he was present. Mike. Don't know from when she started fangirling about heroes and quirks. 13, don't know from when she started fangirling about heroes and quirks. 16, tough crowd. 𝐻𝐻𝐿, welcome to UA exams. Here you will be selected from between the best of the best. You will now give the written exam, he said, full of energy. It's 7 in the morning. I wish I had this energy. 7, then someone with green suit, green messy hair and slim body came out with a stack of papers floating in front of her. "Magnetti." Everyone shouted in unison, except me. 5, yes. I'm the 5th ranked hero, Magnetti, she said. She floated all of the papers to students and rested them on the desks of the people. 1, now little listeners, if you are caught cheating 2 times then you will be expelled on the spot. We have all of our staff watching, so don't try anything. Now start writing your exams. 21, I noticed that Mike said, cheating 2 times. So, I did what every teenager would do. I cheated. First I read the whole paper to see which questions were easy. I wrote 20 of them and looked at the other 30. I also noticed that there were 2 people in the auditorium who were writing while the others were not. 24, I took some sand out of the gourd, poured a drop of BLD on it and closed one eye, then had Shikaku connect my nerve of the eye to the sand and spread the sand out. It reformed into an eye at one of the examiners and I copied all the answers. After half an hour, I finished the exam and pretended that I was still writing. Thank God Ayaka was next to me. She gave glances towards me often and I also revealed the sheet as much as I could. After another hour, she was finished and we have our papers to Mike. I gave my paper to Ayaka cause I didn't want walk too. Come on Aizu, let's go, Aya whispered as me and her went to another hall. This time with a huge screen in the front and all the seat without spaces in between. She sat beside me and started scrolling through her phone and showed me pictures of puppies or kittens sometimes too. After a while everybody came and Present Mike started explaining about the robots with 1, 2 and 3 points each, but while he was explaining, a certain blue-haired kid with glasses stood up and said, "Excuse me. This pamphlet shows that there are 4 types of robots while you have only explained 3. If this is a mistake by UA, it will bring bad reputation to the school. And you with the tattoo on your forehead, that is not how a respected UA candidate should look like with the tattoo, and the gourd is not a suitable thing. 15. If you are removing my gourd, should I remove the metal things of your leg? No, right? Because it is a part of your quirk, and so is this gourd of mine. As for the tattoo, it's a seal for the demon inside of me. If you can kill the demon who can control sand and is the size of you, then I will gladly remove it," I said, smiling, which creeped everyone out. 12. I am sorry for misunderstanding, and sorry for interrupting you. Please continue, he said while sitting down too. Geez, try to be less creepy, Ayaka whispered to me when I sat down. Nah, I like to creep people out, especially you. 3. Well, the 4th robot is the 0-pointer. It will be more of an obstacle, so I suggest you avoid it, Present Mike said, interrupting our talk. Now then, start with the test. No one POV Izuku was currently in Area B, separated from Ayaka as she was in Area D. He was trying to calm himself down when he started heading in front because he was thinking of surfing the sand of his gourd for stop. You should not tamper with other examiners' confidence as a rising hero dash. The blue-haired boy rambled on. Izuku just ignored him and went ahead, but the robot catches up to him and started his lecturing again. One, I swear he is more annoying than Ayaka, and that's saying something, Izuku thought as he was gladly paying no attention whatsoever to the kid/robot. Listen, my quirk allows me to control sand, so I was thinking to surfing. Now if you don't want other examinees such as yourself to drown in it and die, I would like to go ahead and get ready. 3. I'm terribly sorry for the assumptions. 1. I like this one. Realizing his mistakes already. It's all right, at least you realized your mistake, Izuku said while giving a proper smile this time. 2. The gates opened and without a second thought, Izuku rushed inside and started to surf on his sand, which was moving in such a way that it wasn't being left behind. Go. Real battles have no countdowns. Follow the tattooed kid. Present Mike shouted, earning him a chuckle from Izuku and scowl from the rest too. After some time, Izuku had a total of 90 points and yes, I'm making him have actual proper points rather than just giving a number more than 100. Izuku was interfering with the robot's wires by putting sand in the open spots and crushing it from inside, rendering it useless, and a distraction for others as it looked like it was fit and fine. 32. He heard some rumbling after doing work with a 3-pointer and looked there to see a giant robot looming over the buildings and crushing them. He heard some rumbling after doing work with a 3-pointer and looked there to see a giant robot looming over the buildings and crushing them. 5. Izuku POV. I was about to go back cause I didn't want to deal with it, when I heard a shout, help. I looked back and saw Uraraka stuck under rubble. I looked around and saw people glancing back at her but still running away. And you call yourselves heroes? I mumbled as I went to her, put my sand below the rubble and lift it. Can you move? I think my leg is sprained, she said. Okay. I said. I carried her with my sand and it took her to the entrance. I looked back and saw a giant foot coming towards me. Fuck. I mumbled. I transported myself behind, exchanging my body with my sand and called it back. I used the sand to go up and put some of it inside the huge bot. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh my god, I always wanted to say that. I then crushed the wires of the robot and made it useless. Then I jumped down and cushioned my landing with sand, put all of it in my gourd and went back to the entrance. 8. Oh my god. How did you do that? So manly. Whoa, were some of the praises I heard. I just ignored all of them until a small granny with a needle sticking out of her bun of hair came to me. Yo, recovery girl, I'm guessing I have to go to the principal's office. 9. Ya sure do, champ, she replied and continued. Do it fast. I see some of them walking towards you. I saw where she was pointing, not turning my head to see the Todoroki twins with my sister. I ran out to the office 8 with the teachers when Izuku destroyed the bot 𝗏𝗏 Snipe said as he watched Izuku take down the 0-pointer with ease without a scratch. I want him in my class, Aizawa said, wide-eyed, and all the teachers looked at him in shock as he didn't want students very often, and this was rare of Aizawa to ask for more. Izuku, Nizu whispered to Aizawa, and he nodded in response, indicating that he knew. It's Izuku. It's really him. Inko cried in All Might's arms. Nizu, can we visit him? All Might asked with a concerned face. No, I'm guessing that after all he went through, he won't want to deal with you, Nizu said while controlling Aizawa. 8. I'm going to check on them, so tell me if I should say it to Izuku, Recovery Girl said, standing near the door for an answer. Tell him that his parents want to see him. If he refrains, then we will not push it on him. If not, we will be waiting here, Nizu said, one hand on his chin while thinking something. All right, if you're so sure. Recovery Girl then went to the areas for recovery 2-time skip to when Izuku reaches the teacher's 𝗏𝗏. Izuku was walking towards the room with his girlfriend, Ayaka, while having shaky breaths. His girlfriend tried to calm him the best she could. He opened the door to see at least 20 pro heroes, including both of his parents. Clam down, Aizu, Ayaka whispered. 1. Sure, Izuku said. He took a deep breath and started talking. So, why am I here? I think you do know why you are here, Mr. Yadash. Nizu was cut off by Izu. I'm sorry, sir, to cut you off, Izuku said as Nizu frowned and Aizu continued. But I do not go by that surname anymore, so please call me Izu. Very well, Nizu said, glancing over to the hero couple who were crying. Now could you explain why the girl is here? She's here because she insisted to and helps me with them. Izuku surely put venom in the last word, even though he didn't have that type of quirk, but Nizu, being the world conqueror / smart 𝗓𝗏 he is, understood. 13. Very well. Nizu, to his dismay, was again cut off, but this time by Aizawa. Where were you? Do you know how worried we have been? 3 fucking years. Aizawa shouted, approaching Izuku, then hugging him. For Izuku hugged back. Doesn't have touch starvation, may have been the work of the girl. I need to talk to her in private, Nizu thought. Touch starvation is if a person doesn't get hugged or touched in an affectionate way for long, thus giving the name touch starvation. 40. I'm sorry. I couldn't stand to see them, but I really wanted to see you guys, especially you, uncle, Izuku said, tightening his grip on the hug. I thought that you would be with them, so I didn't want to come or find you or anyone else. Hell, I didn't even leave my home aside from training. That explains the strength, Aizawa said, chuckling with tears in his eyes. Aizawa laughed, Midnight said, shocked that that joke hero couldn't make him laugh, but this boy could not, even trying. 10. He always had a special bond with brother, Inko said, smiling a bit. Shut up, will you, Ms. Yagi? Izuku said, catching everyone in the room off guard except Ayaka, who often heard mistakes, insults, and a lot more about his family and friends. 6. That's no way to speak to her, young man. Toshinori yelled, and why should I do what you say? Izuku said with a raised eyebrow and broke the hug, because I am your father. 3. About that, hate to break it to y'all, but you don't have the right to call me your son. Oops, Izuku said as he shrugged. And may I ask why these two are here? Not like they are pro heroes, so did they just come here for me? You don't know. Cementosss asked. Don't know what? Ayaka interrupted. I don't think we should tell about All Might and Magnetti to the girl, Aizawa whispered to Nizu. Mississippi? Nizu said, not knowing her name. Oh, Fukusaki Ayaka. Well then, Mississippi Fukusaki, I would like to talk to you in private if you don't mind. Shall we go to the next room? Nizu said politely. Ayaka gave a quick glance to Izuku and said, sure. Lead the way. They then made their way to another room while Izuku was standing there for answers. I'm guessing that she went because it was something important. What is it and why are they here? Just shut up for a second, kid. That's rude to talk to pro heroes like that. Vlad King shouted, I don't give a 𝗵𝗃𝗁 about heroes, so just give the answer to me and I'll gladly leave. Izuku shouted in reply. Toshinori, do it, Aizawa said. Okay, he replied. Moments later, the small, frail and weak man buffed up and took the form of All Might. Izuku was stunned that his father was the #1 hero. What about her? He said, pointing the finger to Inko. She simply put on a mask and floated a pen to and from her. Why, you're Magnetti. Izuku couldn't believe it. Suddenly his expression turned from surprise to anger and he shouted, "Now, I have even more of a reason to hate pro. Heroes don't know what they do if they treat their son like this." He shouted. 5. Calm down Izuku, I'm sorry for what you have been through, Aizawa stated. Izuku breathes in and then out. All right, can I leave now with my girlfriend? Oh, girlfriend. Yes you can, and you both passed, Aizawa said, whispering the last part with a wink. 22 Izuku smiled, thanks uncle, and hugged him. He broke the hug after a good minute and was about to leave with Ayaka who had just arrived by. And Vladking, I'm sorry for shouting on you, Izuku said as he bowed. 1. No need. At least you apologized, and sorry for shouting too, he said with a smile. No problem. I'll leave you be now, Izuku said, smiling as he left. 2. All the teachers turned to Inko and Toshinori with the exception of Nizu and Aizawa who left. How could you do that to this boy? Midnight shouted in anger. He was so sweet. He didn't deserve this. I can't believe you. He has every right go not call you his parents, were some of the remarks the teachers made. I woke up beside Izuku who was only wearing pants. Oh my god was all I could think before having a nosebleed. We haven't done it, even though we have been dating for 2 years. I'm just too embarrassed to ask and he doesn't. 7 Anyway, I go out for the mail and as it's a weekend Saturday, I woke up a bit late but no worries. The mail's not going anywhere. I take it and check to find 2 letters, one for me and for Aizu. It had the symbol of you. Aizu, wake up, I said as I ran inside and jump on him. It's you? Check it. I shaked Aizu. Aya, you know I don't like to wake up like this. He whined. I know but it's just so exciting. He sighed. All right, you first. 3 I squealed and opened the letter to find Aizawa in there with a look that just ruined my excitement. Hello Fukusaki, I'm Aizawa Shoyuta, a teacher at you. He took out a parchment and continued. You passed the exam with a total of 100 points. You got 60 villain points and 40 hero points. Villain points are for just check Izuku's video. I'm too tired for this. You'll be in 1A and get your uniform tomorrow, he said in a very tired voice. 1. You gotta speak for more. 3 minutes, a man popped put of nowhere. No? Aizawa shouted and activated his quirk for intimidation. I was scared a lot and the video shut. 7. Hey, don't get scared. Izuku rambled. What are you talking about? I said, why you're crying? I wiped my face to realize that I was crying. God, you are so emotional, Aizu said as he buried my face in his chest. Whatever, open yours, I said as I broke the hug. Jumping up and down he chuckled and said, all right. They proceeded to open the letter. We saw Nizu pop out from below and say, am I a dog? A bear? A rat? Most importantly, I'm the principal of UA. Earning some chuckles from Aizu and giggles from me. 26. Well Izuku, you passed for sure and got a total of 140 points. Aizawa probably said for me to explain so I will. First, 90 villain points which you get for destroying robots and the other 60 for doing heroic acts. You will be in 1A and your uniform will come tomorrow, so welcome to UA. Nizu said, maintaining his cheerful tone. 56 I squealed out of excitement and we partied till lunch and hanged out for the rest of the day. When we got home and changed into more comfortable clothes, we sat down and started to look through our phones until, hey Aizu, yeah, he said, not looking up from his phone. I pouted and said, look here. He looked at me and said, yeah. What happened? Can you come in the bedroom for a sec? Sure. He stood up and walked inside while I followed. I was a blushing mess. Now, what happened? I breathed in and out then pushed him on the bed. 34 times. Skip to next day. Izuku POV 9 I woke up at nearly 9 a.m. and looked beside me to see my naked girlfriend. We really did, was all I could think as I still couldn't believe it. I'm not a virgin anymore, meh. I went to check the mail and saw my PE and classic uniform with Aya's beside mine. 71 I went to the bathroom and took a shower and brushed my teeth while she was still asleep. I made breakfast and went to the Sleeping Beauty. Wake up Aya. I'm up, she said while yawning. Cute. I made breakfast and get dressed. I already took a shower. She looked down to her exposed melons and went red then covered up. Go out you perv. We just had Issy last night and you are scared of me looking at you naked. I asked dumbfounded at my girlfriend's childishness. 22. Oh yeah okay. she said as she tried to get up with me, still looking while having a nosebleed at her curves. Oh, shut up, she's your fusing girlfriend, get your head out of the gutter too. Hey, she said, a total tomato, yeah. God, I love her, and if any pervs even look at her, I'll kill them. 30, I can't feel my legs, help me, she said, still a full tomato while looking down with embarrassment. 65, why can't you? Oh, had a good time last night, did we? 3, she went even redder if possible and shouted, just help me, you did this. 7, I laughed for a good minute and then said, sure, while wiping my tear. 1, after the eventful day in which Izuku had to carry Ayaka everywhere in the house, they slept to get ready for the first day of 𝐒𝐻𝐳𝗵𝗲 no jutsu. No one. POV 2, Izuku was walking to UA with Ayaka beside him. They were talking about taking in a puppy or a kitten at their house. Izuku wanted a puppy while Ayaka wanted a kitten. After a while, they reached the door of 1A16. Big, Ayaka said. 58, I know, right, but it's for intimidation, I guess, Izuku said as he walked inside to meet a very bad sight. He saw Yagi, 1 Todoroki, 1 Bakugo, the blue-haired kid, a pink girl, floating clothes, and some other people. 8, get your feet off the table. It's disrespectful for the upperclassmen and you, a blue-haired boy said, I'll do what I want, okay? Where are you from anyway, you robot? Ha! A certain spiky-haired blonde boy said, I'm 𝗳𝗏𝗃 of semi-private academy, he said while chopping his arms. 1, elite. I'll have fun crushing you, I give up, he said as he turned to the main protagonist. You're the boy with the highest points. I'm Dash, 1, 𝗬𝗃𝗃. I already know, so could you please move, Ida? I would like to go to my seat. Oh, I'm sorry, please continue, he said as he moved. Oh, Oni-chan, Izumi said as she ran to her brother. 1, please don't approach him, Ayaka said as she used her quirk to push Izumi before she reached Izuku. 5, Ga. Who the hell are you? Dash? Thanks, babe, Izuku said as he kissed her cheek. 5, no problem. Ayaka said, clearly ignoring Izumi, are you ignoring me? Izumi said, getting up with the help of her boyfriend. 16, yes she is, now if you don't mind, keep the hell away from me and her and focus on when the teacher gets here, Izuku said, gaining tick marks as his head, don't act like that in front of your sister. Shoto said. 1, what are you talking about? I don't have any sister, hell I don't have relatives except her and some uncles, Izuku said, acting a confused expression, pointing at Ayaka. 4, if you're here for family reunions then I suggest you leave, a caterpillar with a face of a man said, I'm your homeroom teacher, call me Aizawa-sensei or just sensei. Now wear your P uniforms and meet me at the ground, Aizawa said in a bored tone while Izumi was crying at her brother's words. 4, time skip to the training ground. Now, Izuku, the one who placed first in the entrance exams, come up here and tell your ball throw of high school, Aizawa said. 1, it was 78 meters I think, Izuku said, now. Come here and throw the ball with your quirk. Do anything, just don't step outside the line. All right, sensei, Izuku said. He made a giant arm out of sand and threw the ball with it. 1, know your limits and overcome them, Aizawa said as he showed the device stating 998 meters. 12, we get to use our quirks. Fun. A pink-skinned girl with horns said. 1, fun. Aizawa said with a SHT-eating grin, all right, whoever get last will be expelled immediately with the excuse of no potential. 1, that's not fair. Uraraka said, neither are people born with the E-ranked quirk, power-hungry villains who don't care if they kill or natural disasters. It our duty as future pro-heroes to overcome them, Izuku said while looking at the group. Couldn't have said it better. Now we will start with the tests now, Aizawa said. Going to caterpillar mode, Shoka approached Izuku, bowed and said, I wanted to say that I'm sorry for all we did and I hope you can forgive me. 2, fine, I forgive you, really. Getting teary-eyed, Shoka said. 9, yep, 9, Shoka blushed a bit and started to speak. Then can you be M-47? Suddenly Ayaka came and hugged Izuku's arm. Come on, let's go. Aizawa is waiting. She looked at Shoka and got mad. What are you doing here? Babe, calm down, she's here to apologize and she's not a stuck-up brat like the rest. Shoka, you were saying something. And no, it's nothing, she said as she walked back. looking down, and then they proceeded to do the rest. 2950-meter dash. Izuku asked to put some sand on the other side, which he was allowed, and got ready with his hands in the pocket beside Bakugo. And Katsumi will be called Katsumi, while Katsuki is Bakugo, who was angry at the cockiness of Izuku. The robot shouted, and Katsuki started with a big explosion, while Izuku just teleported there by exchanging the chakra-infused sand with his body and got the score of 1 second. 10. Ayaka made a tornado with air and sped to the finish line, getting the score of 5 seconds. 1 grip strength. Izuku decided to do this physical to see his actual raw strength and got the score of 91 kilograms. Izuku got 74 in the anime. 12. Ayaka pushed wind onto the device and got 120 kilograms. For I don't remember the rest, so ball throw 1. Izuku didn't have to do it as he already did and registered it as his best score. Ayaka again made a tornado and threw the ball in it, then stopped the wind, which threw the ball at 790 meters. After the tests, Aizawa showed the test results. 1. Izuku 2. Ayaka Fukusaki 3. Katsuki Bakugo 4. Izumi Yagi 22. Koji Koda 55. Koda was crying a bit cause he would be expelled. The expulsion was a lie, it was to bring out your best 7. What? Class 1A shouted, excluding a few. Izuku, Momo, Shoto, Katsuki, Katsumi. Wasn't it obvious? I should have said something, I guess. Momo said with a stating the truth face. You think? 1A shouted in reply. It wasn't. Aizawa is famous in UA for one thing, and it's expulsion. One day, he expelled a whole class cause he didn't see potential in them, Izuku stated while Aizawa walked away too. Whoa, this time, all of the class said, I know, right? Now let's go to class before he actually expels us. Izuku then walked away. After school, Katsumi walked up to Izuku. Hey. Izuku looked back and said, what? Katsumi took some breaths as it was hard for her. I'm sorry that I did what I did 3 years ago. Izuku was genuinely impressed that Katsumi apologized cause it was not like her at all. All is forgiven. 36. She smirked and continued, go on a date with me. 11. He's taken, Ayaka said, and before Katsumi told anything she continued, by me, we can share. Katsumi suggested 25. No thanks, she's enough. Izuku pointed. 27. Katsuki was visibly angry and sad at the same time and went away. Fine. She yelled while walking away. That was something. Izuku cut off Ayaka and she giggled. Let's go. I have a treat for your good performance. She winked and ran home. After 3 days at UA Izuku POV, I woke up as usual, shower, uniform, breakfast, and Aya did the same. Nothing worth mentioning till last PRD at UA, which was heroics class. Hey Aizu, what do you think it'll be? Aya asked me curiously. I don't know, to be honest, but considering as All Might is teaching here, he might take this class, I said while trying to strangle a certain grape as he was about to grope my Aya. 7. Oh, too bad you hate him, she pouted. Yeah. Are you feeling all right? Yeah, why? You're less annoying than usual, I said while smirking. She poured and inflated her cheeks, then looked away. You're sleeping on the couch today. Too is she. It was no joke. I hated sleeping on the couch. I bowed at least 100 times and said sorry around 1,000 times. Finally, I used my masterpiece. I'll take you to pizza. 16. Her eyes sparkled and she said, it's okay, but don't forget about the pizza. 6. I sighed in relief. Thank God. I looked at the grape with a sadistic grin while he was crying and possibly shitting his pants. Now I wouldn't allow for my sand to get dirty of him, will I? You're safe now, but if you ever try to do anything to even a girl of the whole school, I will know. I will hunt you down and make your worst nightmare come true, then make you suffocate so you die a painful death. Got it? I said with venom and danger in my voice. He was about to tee himself, so I let him go and he basically ran to the bathroom. 5. I am here. Like a normal person. Shouted All Might, who was definitely not here like a normal person. Hello hatchlings. Today will be Heroics 101. We will be doing this exercise outside, but a hero also needs to look good, so here are your suits. He pressed a button and some suitcases came out with numbers, and everyone took a suitcase with their seat number and went to the changing rooms. 5. There, while we were changing, I heard something which made my BLD boil. Hey Kaminari. Come and see this. It's a poster with a hole to the girls' changing rooms. It's a blessing from the upperclassmen. Let's peek. said a certain midget grape and a excited Pikachu just decided to join the fun. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗍 slapped both of them with sand which was hardened and they turned around in rage but pissed their pants when they saw me. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗍 slapped both of them with sand which was hardened and they turned around in rage but pissed their pants when they saw me. Imagine less sand. 10. You have something to say, I said in an almost demonic voice. Kaminari squeaked. Good, will you peek? Kaminari said again. Good, this is your last warning, Kaminari Denki. Then I turned to the hole and punched it, making a crater. Then with the cement particles and a bit of my sand, I packed the hole, not wanting to waste my chakra sand. I took the sand out. Then I turned to Mineta with a sadistic grin. 2. You come with me after school, I said. 7. 𝗏𝗏. Mineta tried to talk but was cut off. I'm just too angry, do you understand or not? 4. Yes, you understand. Mineta shouted. Good, I said, and went to the ground where All Might was waiting. I was the first, so we did something everyone would do, ignored each other. At least I did. Him on the other hand was trying to make a conversation which I ended with one word. Then Izumi came out. 3. 𝗓𝗐 and how are you? She said nervously. I didn't answer and looked around instead. Then she continued anxiously. Are you okay, Nisan? If you're talking to me then, hate to break it to ya, but I'm not your brother Yagi. She was on the verge of tears when all the girls came, followed by the boys. We were complimenting each other until I realized something. Hey, Ayaka's not here, where is she? Here, Aya said as she came running in her costume. Why you look good, Aya. Here, Aya said as she came running in her costume. Why you look good. 3. Thanks. You look good as well, she replied while blushing. Thanks. You look good as well, she replied while blushing. 71. I can do that, cuz why not? 6. I know, I said. 3. Now let's go to training. You all will be split in groups of 2 and he paired fight each other. Then All Might proceeded to tell the whole situation, to which I definitely paid attention to all of it. After a minute, we drew lots and I got paired up with Uraraka while Ayaka got Mineta. As soon as I heard his name, I stared at him from the corner of my eye and he looked at me. We just had a whole conversation through our eyes, with me talking the most. For I was paired with Uraraka and the villains were Ida and Katsuki Bakugu. Great, just great. Could this fight get any worse? I thought to myself, but it would get worse. 5. Uraraka, Katsuki will come for me, so you run away and look for the bomb while I go and finish Bakugu off. Try and get Ida distracted while I touch the bomb, and if I am out then go for it, all right? Okay, Deku. 2. I glared at her and she gulped. Then I said with a monotone yet intimidating voice, don't call me Deku. 1. Oh okay, sorry. Uraraka trembled as she said, and I realized that I scolded her. I'm sorry, but I don't really like that name. 𝗕𝗓, no need to apologize. I heard Bakugu say it and thought it sounded like Dikairu. You can do it. 1. Nice meaning but sorry, I still don't like that name. 35. Oh. Uraraka sweat dropped. Then we heard the bell indicating that the test started. We ran inside and searched the lowest floor but didn't find a trace of anything. Then we proceeded to the second floor where I had a bad hunch about something. Uraraka, go to the third floor. I have a trick up my sleeve. Go on and I'll catch up to you. I'll send you on the comms if I find anything, okay? Sure. Then I watched Uraraka go to the third floor. I sent MI made of sand to scout the area and surely enough, I found Bakugu. Come out, Bakugu. I know you're there, I shouted. Need, I'll make you now before me. And that 𝗓𝗐 of yours. Katsuki shouted in rage. 17. In the observation room, no one. POV. Hey Ayaka, you're not angry, he just called you that. Jiro said, amused that Ayaka had a straight face with him shouting that. I don't really care, Aizu will probably kill him, Ayaka said, as there wasn't a worry in the world with Bakugu being dead. The people in the viewing station teased up as they saw what actually happened. Small time skip to when Vanity calls Ayaka that Bakugu. POV. Didn't expect that, did you? 2. Of yours? I shouted in rage. How dare that nerd look down on me? I was furious, but then I saw the look on Deku's face. What's the matter, Deku? Scared? I said in a reading manner, cause I did not like the look. I rushed over to him and blew up his face. That demon nerd can't even defend himself. I couldn't see because of the smoke, but I was sure that he got injured, bad. I started smirking, but when the smoke cleared I was shocked. Well, that was unexpected. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. Why happened to you? 4. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. Why happened to you? Everybody changes Kaken, he said with venom and pity in his voice. Don't look down on me. Don't you dare do that. Don't worry, I won't. My neck will hurt because it will be like seeing an ant from a tower, he said, and it pissed me off 9u. I rushed out to him and went for a right hook. He didn't even move and I was on the ground in a blink of an eye. He looked down on me and said, "Look Katsuki, I'm looking down on you. Also, don't let feelings carry you." I was irate and tried to move but I wasn't able to. I looked around and saw sand forming around me. He put white tape around me which I recognized as capture tape, and at that moment, All Might shouted, "Young Bakugo is captured. He is out of the game." He walked back and went to the top while the sand was going back to him and a gourd thing was slowly forming on his back. Izuku I went up and saw Uraraka trying to contain her laughter. "What's up?" I said with a concerning voice and raised an eyebrow. She just pointed to the door that was slightly open and the peaked. I saw Ida chopping his hands and being a rip-off to actual villains. I just sent some sand behind the bomb and exchanged it for my body, then touched the bomb. Heroes win. Now come back to the observation room. I heard Ass might say too. _. How did you do that? Ida asked, shocked AF too. Technique. I shrugged and started to leave but Bakugo came and smirked too. You know how my quirk works, Deku. It blasts my sweat and these gauntlets store it, he said with a grin. If is he going to do? Wait, no, I thought, and the only thing I did was put my sand around Ida and Uraraka and hardened it. Young Bakugo, stop now. Ass might said tunich. Bakugo said, he pulled a pin and I made a thin wall in front of me because I had only a little bit of sand left. The blast came and blew the sand wall and I crashed into the hardened sphere made around Ida and Uraraka and fell unconscious. 10 No one POV Ayaka and All Might rushed out and went to restrain Bakugo and check Izuku, Ida and Uraraka for any major injuries. Ayaka took Izuku to Recovery Girl and All Might took care of Bakugo, Uraraka and Ida. Izuku. I woke up with my head hurting and I felt something on my arm. I looked beside me to see my girlfriend sleeping, hugging my arm and using it as a pillow. I looked at the watch and saw it was morning around 5 am. Hey Aya. She shot up and started to cry, then hugged me. Baka baka baka. Couldn't you have made a wall in front of Bakugo himself? 1. I didn't think of that. Sorry, I said and realized that she was smarter than she let people on. 5. It's fine, she said, and I wiped her tears with my thumbs. Recovery Girl came in and started. It looks like you had minor burns but I couldn't feel the heat. Care to explain? I removed my sand armor and they saw to see my totally fine. Couldn't you do that before? And why did they look like actually burns? Ugh, Shikaku, couldn't you have done something? Nope, you were unconscious so I couldn't do anything too. All right, fine, I thought and said, I made it to do that so that people or opponents would be caught off guard. For she Recovery Girl sighed and told me to go to the class since it was the last lecture. I grew a smile and thought of my Netta. Recovery Girl just looked concerned and asked me a question to which I didn't know how to respond to. Are you Nisa's private student or something? 10. No, why do you ask? No reason. Now shoo. 2. All right, fine, I said as I walked away from them and headed to my class. We did the end routine and we left. My Netta tried to escape me by going before. Cured. Tried. I had Ayaka to go onto our house before me and took my Netta to a building which was at decent height. I made him fall while he pissed his pants and caught him before he went splat. 2. I reached home and it went kinda normal for the rest of the day and the next till lunch. I was walking with Aya and we were talking about another date we planned after school was over. She was really excited cause it was our anniversary. We took our dishes and sat down on our tables. 12. Hey Oni-chan, Izumi said, who came up to us. We just ignored her but she kept calling me her Oni-cha again and again. I got fed up and said, for the last time, Yagi, I'm not your brother. She just got teared up and went away slowly. Aya sighed and put a hand on my shoulder and pecked my cheek, saying it's all right. We just continued eating but the Yagis including All Might and Magnetti came with Katsuki and Shoto. 4. We need to talk, Shoto said, for I made a sand clone. Talk to him. He's a great listener. 21. With the real you, son, about your past, Magnetti said. 5. With all due respect, Magnetti, I don't have a mother. I'm an orphan and moved in with her, so please refrain from calling me your son, I said with a cold tone. I wasn't really liking that all of them came. 1. Just listen and come. We need to talk in private without your girl. 1. That's gonna be a problem for all of you. If I lose control then Aya is the only person who can calm me down, so shoo, 1, please, for just half an hour Oni. Izumi said 3. I slammed down my table in anger and said, don't call me your brother and only for 15 minutes, understand? Follow me, in kind of a dark manner cause I was pissed that they want to talk about me. I shot up and went to 1A, which was luckily empty. After they settled, I started the timer and they looked shocked. I think they didn't expect that I was serious about the 15 minutes. Time's ticking people. 14. They snapped out of the trance and Izumi started, I'm sorry Oni-chan. I bullied you and this happened. I only wanted you to be safe, as tears fell down her cheeks, by hurting me. By beating me to a pulp every day. By suicide baiting me. I said the last part while looking at Bakugo. The adult Yagis were shocked but not as much as Shoto. He shouted, you told him to die Bakugo. He is our friend. We only did it to make him stop being a hero. Correction, was your friend, not anymore, I said. He hesitated but accepted it. Look, I'm sorry, I don't know when you will forgive me but I accept that you won't anytime soon, Shoto said and Izumi agreed while they both bowed. I was enraged that they wanted to be forgived. I tried to kill myself before Ayaka saved me and you want to be forgived. Hell no. I guess they were shocked at the fact, and the day Izumi threw me out of the house was the same day I tried to kill myself, and the day after, I moved out or escaped from the hellhole. Now, I said as I got up, bye, time's up, and right on cue, my alarm rang. 17. I left the room with sand turning and forming things around me. Ayaka came up and noticed this. My sand moving was one of the signs that I was furious and Ayaka had caught up on that over the years. She came up to me and said, rough meeting. Super, I don't want to talk about this. You can just guess what they were up to, so can we not? Sure, she said as she pecked my lips. Oh, and did you really forgive Shoka and Katsumi? Nope, just wanted to mess with them, though I was impressed that Katsumi had the gut to ask for forgiveness. 18 sure giggled the cutest giggle ever and said, you're very cruel when you want to be, you know. I know, I gave her a eating grin like Aizawa and went to our class. Their Shoka and Katsumi were talking to them, and were basically on the verge of crying, while Shoka was. Katsumi was just furious. They looked at me and ran over 3. I gave them an uninterested look and said, what do you guys want? Why you forgave us, didn't why you? Shoka said, I liked making them cry, didn't know why. 10. Nope, just wanted to mess with you. With that, Shoka made a waterfall while Katsumi blasted without using her quirk and tried to attack me. I just made a wall in front of me and blocked it. I went to my seat while making my sand block Katsumi's attacks, who was furious and was shouting, but I didn't pay attention because I have more important things to do in life. Time skip. No one. POV. Izuku woke up at their house at around 6 and got ready. He woke up Ayaka and did the normal routine. Once in class, Aizawa came in and announced something. We are going on a field trip today. Wear your hero suits or uniform. I don't really care, just do it fast. And walled out. The whole class took their hero costumes and ran to the changing room and took off to the bus. 2. Aizawa was just half that. All of the students came on time and said them to get on. EV11. Let's get on the bus in an orderly fashion and seat depending on the seat numbers. Ida said, chopping his hands. We can't look inside, Izuku said. After Ida did, he got sad they won't be able to do what he said but sat somewhere. They were talking amongst themselves and Azui asked out of the blue, hey Izuku, you never said what rank your quirk was. Mine is B, E ranked, Izuku said bluntly, which got the attention of others around him. Really? And you're so strong. I wish I had that. I just have C ranked. Hardening. Kirishima stated. 1. Don't say that. All quirks are powerful if properly used. Look at me. I have an E ranked quirk, yet I can overpower an S ranked telekinetic quirk if I wanted, Izuku said while looking at Izumi. Sho just lowered her head. 6. We are here, Aizawa said with his usual bored tone. We got out of the bus and entered the huge training facility. We saw a hug place with different zones which we had never saw. It was huge. Then a white marshmallow came in with a black head. I was confused for a bit, but the Uraraka answered my look. It's 13. The rescue hero with a dangerous quirk. I'm a big fan. With an excited look, then Ayaka shouted, me too. You're the Reese. 6. Then a white marshmallow came in with a black head. I was confused for a bit, but the Uraraka answered my look. It's 13. The rescue hero with a dangerous quirk. I'm a big fan. with an excited look, then Ayaka shouted, "Me too. You're the reason I decided to become a pro hero." "Whoa, didn't expect that for. Thank you very much, it's an honor," 13 said while giving a short bow and continued, "We are here at US to learn rescue training, made by yours truly. The apprehension test showed your limits and all night's test showed you what happens when you use your power on others," to which I gave Bakugo a short glare and he looked a bit nervous, which was surprising. I looked at what he was looking and saw Aizawa glaring at him. "That explains it 5. The rest was just a huge blur to me," what 13 said, and in between I could see mist forming in the center and the lights flickering, which got the attention of 13. "What the dash? Fake villains. You didn't say this would be a part of training." Mineta shouted, "They aren't fake, 13 protect the students. I'm guessing that the villains may have jammed the signal, so Ida, go and get help. Wait. Izuku, do you have sand at UA? 3. Yeah, I keep it in case I get late. So dash, teleport. On it. And I started to go but suddenly saw mist forming below me and sped up the process. I closed my eyes and opened it to see that I was in UA. I ran to Nizu and slammed the door open. "Sorry for the intrusion, but villains at you. I can't teleport everyone, so I'm gonna go, bye." And ran out. I didn't see everybody's reaction but could tell they were hurrying up. I teleported again after reaching a non-windy and secure spot because I don't want to lose my chakra sand and reached ISH. The moment I did, I was teleported again, but this time, not by my sand, on between the villains who looked shocked, but I quickly said, "Sand rise." And they snapped out of their trance after I started rising and my sand blocked the projectile type quirks. I looked for Aizawa and he looked at me. "What are you doing?" he shouted while looking furious and fighting villains. "I don't know, just when I reached 𝐒𝐬𝐽 I was teleported in between. Just help him." "Fine, sand tsunami," I shouted in the opposite direction to Aizawa so he doesn't get hurt. After half the villains were stuck, I solidified the sand and shouted, "Permission to kill." 6. Fuck? Granted. 11. I smiled a evil grin which scared the villains stuck in it and yelled again, "Sand coffin." The sand hardened and slowly became a ball with villains still struggling. The sand hardened and then exploded. I shielded myself from the BLD bath and took the chakra. I felt a lot stronger. I'm gonna help the students. Where are they? 9. Spread out. Go to a zone and you will probably find more the 2 students there. Okay. In at the shipwreck if we win. Uncle just chuckled and I made some sand clone to physically fight and help Aizawa. He looked very out of breath and then relieved when the clones reached him. I made some more and spread them out. I ran to the shipwreck because it was the closest. When I reached there, as some villains on the ship surrounding Ayaka, Tsu and Mineta. Ayaka was blowing villains away with her quirk. Tsu was shooting her tongue at them and Mineta was shitting himself too. I was just about to reach them when I heard someone say, "You get the brunette, I'll give the frog a show." I got enraged and killed him. The others on the boat looked horrified at this, except Ayaka. I reached the boat and said, "If villains don't want to die then leave." The villains jumped out of the boat and waded in the water. "What about me if I don't want to die?" Mineta said, "Listen to what I say and don't be a pervert." Aye, Captain," Mineta said as he saluted and then gave a nervous laugh. "Get it? 'Cause we are in a boat." 10. I chuckled at which he looked relieved while the girl face-bombed and I quickly got serious. "Ayaka, make a huge tornado and throw it in the water. It should SCK the villains up." Mineta, "Throw your ball in the water, the sticky ones, and Tsu, hold Mineta and jump out the water." 6. Mineta did what I said till he started bleeding but managed to get a few more ball in before fainting. Aya made the tornado till the made a whirlpool by throwing it in the water. The villains were getting sucked in and I nodded at Tsu who held Mineta and got out of there. Me and Aya went on the sand platform and I dropped all of them at the entrance with 13. I went down and took all of my sand back. I got to know that almost all of the are safe except for Todoroki, Hagakure and Aoyama. They couldn't find Aoyama. 3. I knew that Aoyama is sparkly enough to take care of villains. 2 is straight up hiding so I didn't care about them. I looked down and saw Aizawa 𝗔𝗂𝗏 of a 𝗵𝗃𝗏. It jumped up and smashed down to Aizawa. I knew this was a threat so made a sand sphere around me and started chanting 10. After the changing, I morphed into a different being almost because I was hurrying the transformation. I needed to do it fast so it only happened a bit. I got out while the others were staring at me in horror or awe. I couldn't tell after the changing. I morphed into a different being almost because I was hurrying the transformation. I needed to do it fast so it only happened a bit. I got out while the others were staring at me in horror or awe. I couldn't tell. I ran to the thing and punched it as much as I could, but it did nothing. It won't even but he with that puny punch kid. It was meant to kill All Might in his prime. A hand villain said. I got furious and went to punch him. It made some dust, but when it cleared, I saw the thing blocking my punch. I jumped back and transformed some more. I ran up to the thing again and gave it a barrage of punches and kicks with my sand covering me, but it did nothing. I ran up to the thing again and gave it a barrage of punches and kicks with my sand covering me, but it did nothing. It got a lunge which I blocked with my arm. My arm split into two, which shocked everyone. Gotta try harder than that. The thing then shot to me after the hand villain said, use your full power, 𝗏𝗵𝗲. I couldn't see the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 at all. My sand was barely enough to shield me. The mini got in some hits and, after a full-blown punch, I was sent flying into the stairs. I actually had this ready on Sat and was thinking of posting this on Sunday, but I forgot. So here we are. No one. POV Izuku got up after being slammed into the stairs and got up yet again. The hand villain said to the mist, where is All Might? And why is this brat not dying? 𝗂𝗁𝗓𝗏. The now named 𝗂𝗁𝗓𝗓 said, I don't know, young Mr. Shigaraki. It appears that this boy has a strong quirk. Izuku ran up to the 𝗏𝗏𝗲, but this time, vanished and W as a pile of sand. All of them looked confused until they heard a giant roar. They snapped their necks to that direction and saw a huge beast. Ignore the forest and Shikaku is as big as the fire dome, not this big. Ignore the forest and Shikaku is as big as the fire dome, not this big. 12 Shikaku roared again and said, the kid finally let me out. And I'm not gonna waste my time here, as he smashed his tail into the 𝗏𝗏𝗲, but the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 dodged and went to punch Shikaku. He landed a blow, but it didn't affect Shikaku. Shikaku made the sand cover 𝗏𝗏𝗲, but he got out. Shikaku smashed his tail again while the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 was distracted and removed to see a 𝗏𝗏𝗧-shaped hole in the ground. The 𝗏𝗏𝗲 regenerated and went for a punch again. Shikaku chomped on the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 and removed his arms and legs. He spit it out, but the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 regenerated again. Shigaraki shouted, stop playing and finish it. The 𝗏𝗏𝗲 ran to Shikaku's leg and gave a punch barrage. Shikaku said, stop it, it hurts, and stomped his leg on the 𝗏𝗏𝗲. He regenerated again and went to the tail. He gripped it and Shikaku swinged it almost everywhere, but the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 wouldn't let go. He smashed his tail in the fire some and tried to burn the 𝗏𝗏𝗲, but it didn't have effect. The 𝗏𝗏𝗲 screeched and bit Shikaku's tail. Shikaku shouted and took his tail in front of himself and readied a 𝗵𝗲𝗵𝗲 too after it was made. The 𝗏𝗏𝗲 was still clinging on Shikaku and bit him around the place he was gripping. Shikaku shot the 𝗵𝗲𝗵𝗲 in the storm zone and somehow threw the 𝗏𝗏𝗲 in it. The zone got destroyed and they waited for a bit. The 𝗏𝗏𝗲 didn't come out, so Shikaku roared and looked at the villains. 𝗂𝗁𝗓𝗓 tried to teleport Shikaku, but he was simply too large. He successfully trapped Shikaku's leg and tried to close it, but Shikaku just converted it to sand and took it out. Everybody was amazed at Shikaku but also terrified. Shikaku looked around and noticed that the heroes had already defeated all the villains when he himself was fighting with the 𝗏𝗏𝗲. Shigaraki and 𝗂𝗁𝗓𝗓 had fled while the other remaining villains cursed them. Shikaku roared yet again before de-transforming into Izuku again. Is it safe for us to carry him? Vlad King asked, scared that Shikaku would get out again. Of course it is. If you're not gonna do anything, then I will. Ayaka shouted at the hero's stupidity. All Might said, don't Fukasaki, I will carry him. Cementosss, could you get Aizawa? Cementosss nodded and All Might went to Izuku to get him up and see if he was okay. He is all right, just passed out due to exhaustion, Recovery Girl said after checking Izuku. Aizawa, who had major injuries like 2 fractured arms and a cracked skull, was relieved and didn't care about himself. Just give him a day or 2 to recover, Recovery Girl added. They nodded and left the problem child to rest. Time skip Ayaka POV after USJ. Aiza was taken to Recovery Girl by All Might. I and the rest of the class were taken for questioning, but some were left because of the trauma, like Kyoka and Momo, who almost got raped if not for Denki, who shocked the villain 15 after going back to my house. I was feeling a bit lonely because I had grown used to Izuku shouting or asking questions or trying to cook while failing miserably. I chuckled at the memories and went to change and sleep. Time skip in class. Aizawa came in while looking like a mummy. Aizawa came in while looking like a mummy. You here? The class shouted. Yes. Can you see me? If yes, then I'm here, with an obvious plain look even if his gaze was covered in bandages. 3. No offense, sensei, but shouldn't you rest more? I said, conceited for my teacher. I don't have time for that. Anyway, we have established dorms so you will have 2 weeks of holidays to settle in and USJ is also a factor in it. We already asked whoever had parents so you don't have to do anything other than get your stuff in, your room number will be written in and you will have roommates too, the rooms are noise-proof. Even Jiro's heartbeat attack won't leave the room so school dismissed, and with that, he left 9. The class shouted what? Aizawa looked while activating his quirk, somehow it still looked dangerous, you didn't hear. The class frantically waved their hands while nervously shouting, W did. And then Aizawa left. I left the class and went to Recovery Girl. Aizu was on the bed and Recovery Girl said, you can take him home if you want. I looked surprised, really? She nodded and I somehow took him home and laid him on the bed. I looked at his scars one last time and went to the living room to watch One Piece Izuku POV. I wake up in a room, it was dizzy so I couldn't see. When my eyes adjusted to the room, I could see that I was in my room. How did I end up in my room? Why? I shout at the top of my lungs. Aya came in running and hugged me instantly. I was so worried. You should be more careful. I just spent the next 5 minutes showing her my wounds and assuring her that I'm fine. She then asked me, so, what do you need? I realized that I forgot the important part and asked her, what happened at USJ after I slept? Well, let's see, me and the class were taken for questioning. We have got dorms and we have a 2-week holiday, that's it. Oh okay, what about the villains? Nothing. Oh, I'm going to train, I said as I got up and was about to reach the doorway but was slammed on the bed from an air force that I figured was Ayaka. I yelled from the pain and Aya raised one eyebrow. Aren't you strong enough to train? So why did you fall on your butt and yell? You will stay here for the rest of the week and start packing this room, do you understand? Why yes ma'am. I said. When did Aya become this scary? 9. I started packing the room as Aya said and she came back with boxes. She just gave me a blank stare and left. I labeled the boxes and started putting things in it. I obviously left out my vigilante costume except my gourd, which saddened me. I gave it to Aya to burn it and she did. After some while, I decided to rest and Ayaka came in with my diner. I shouted in joy to which Aya giggled and set it on my table. I noticed there was only 1 plate. What about you? I'm not hungry, with a reassuring smile. You wanna eat udon don't you? 2. She sweat dropped and gave a nervous laugh. Weiss. I sighed and called a restaurant and ordered udon. Aya looked very happy to which I smiled. The udon arrived and we ate our diners. Time skip 1 week. Izuku POV. Today was the day that Ayaka was planning to start moving into dorms. Nobody from our class had started so we thought it would be best to start doing it once we reached the dorms with half of our stuff. The other half was still at our house. I entered and dropped the box which were being carried by my sand, me, Ayaka's wind and Aya herself. We looked around because sensei had not given us anything on where we were living. We checked the notice board and found 2 notices, me and you are in 206. Aya said, wait, if we are getting female roommates then what about Mineta? I asked 12. She looked and sighed in relief. Denki. I also got relieved that I wouldn't have to put my sand around Mineta's roommate so he doesn't do anything to a female dorm mate. What about the next notice? I asked. She looked again and gave an eep. There's the sports festival right after our holiday. I dropped the boxes on my toe in surprise and it hurt. I texted everyone immediately about the sports festival. Text Pika, guys. Alien, what? Pika, I can't find my phone. Uravity, Isethought, 7 Boom Boi, Foots King Pikachu, what are you texting with? 3 Pika, oh 8 Cansey, dumb as hell 5 Sand Monster, oh. Shut up. There's a sports festival right after the holiday. Aizawa didn't tell us. Pika, rolling on the floor laughing face with tears of joy. Sand Monster. Froppy, that's beside the point Karo, we have a sports festival and Aizawa didn't tell us about this. 2 Sonic, that's not a proper way to address your teachers. It must be Aizawa sensei or sensei raised hand waving hand raised hand for it's windy. They both just carrot and hand chopped in text to mom. So are we gonna just ignore what Izuku said? And can you give us your surname? It's weird saying Izuku again and again. 2 Sand Monster, Fukasaki. 3 Isethought, 1 It's windy, confounded face flushed face. 3 Sonic, we must prepare for the sports festival. Aizawa sensei must have had some reason for doing that. Boomba, yeah. Just making us a fool of ourselves. 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿, is there something else? 𝗵𝗵𝗲, Ida is right, Izawa-sensei must have some reason for doing that. 𝗵𝗃𝗶𝗿, are you ignoring me? 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Deku. 𝗕 boyfriend, is there something else written on the notice? 3 girlfriend, don't bother Izumi, he will not reply to us for rock hard. I'll ask then. Hey Izubro, is there something else written on the notice? 4 𝗵𝗵𝗲, no, I don't think so, it's windy, not about the sports festival. We do have dorm mates, some have female and male dorm mates, I have 𝐒𝐬𝐳 forever. What about me? Pika, and me. It's windy, you are dorm mates with each other grapes forever. Pika, I don't want to be with him. 3 headphones, you're no better than him so shut it. 7 𝗵𝗵𝗲, Imma go, gotta unpack the things bye, I have a boyfriend, okay bye. Girl, yeah, bye nerd. Pika, Katsumi, why didn't you talk? Girl, I had better things to do than talk to a shitty Pikachu rip. Not really, I just forgot she existed. 9 revelry in the dark, ouch, too many arms. Ouch indeed. IRL 13, I got the boxes to our room and started unpacking. Aya was cleaning but I had better ways so we exchanged tasks. I spread my sand into the room and Aya 𝐻𝗠𝐻𝗔, you're supposed to be cleaning. Not dirty. Relax, I said calmly and then summoned all of the sand to me. I hardened the dirt sphere and took it outside. I de-hardened it and took my chakra sand out of the dirt. I was done so Aya told me to clean the full dorm, which I also did in 10 seconds. Aya was frustrated and told me to start unpacking. I made some clones and then Aya snapped, get your $$ here and work a bit. I hurriedly got up and started unpacking. Sheesh, what's gotten into her? I thought to myself. I took out my AirPods and started a random song 12/6. After doing everything, we rested on the bed and slept while cuddling. 1 time skip after waking up, I went to the school training grounds with my student ID and started training with my sand. I thought about it for a bit and thought that I would probably get more guidance and time if I went to my Mindscape, and I did just that to train while Aya was training on her own. Class 1A is official, the class of dorks 5 sports festival. No one POV. All of the UA students were standing, waiting for the announcement for them to arrive and show themselves. Izuku was currently ignoring Izumi, who was trying to talk to him for the 100th time. Ayaka came up to him and said, "Hey Izu," and Izuku quickly shut his phone and looked up, "Yes Aya." To which Izumi was dumbfounded, sad and angry that some extra took her Oniai-chan away from her. Music starts playing. 9. What did you learn more while in the Mindscape? Ayaka asked curiously. Izuku just smirked, knowledge is power, so, wait for it, and Aya pouted and left. 1. Everybody, please welcome the hero core students. Midnight's shout came, Class 1A, the class which is famous for keeping the disaster at bay when the villains attacked. And on cue, Class 1A went out to be met with roars and cheers after the rest of the classes came. Midnight said, "Now, please can we have the representative of the first years tell a speech? Izuku, please come up here." Izuku just sighed and went up. "I'm gonna be frank, I'm not good at these, so all I have to say is good luck with this competition and I hope you can make me give it my all," and left. The crowd laughed at the first part, but the students got angry at the second. "Are you looking down on us? Class 1A is arrogant as always. When did Izuku become like this? Don't look down on us. Give it your all from the start," were some comments from the students, but Izuku ignored them all. All right, let's start with the competition. Midnight yelled to shut up the students, which they did. She spun a wheel and it stopped on obstacle race. You will run around the whole stadium filled with 3 obstacles. You cannot kill the students or injure them severely. Now line up. She shouted, and with that, the students lined up behind the huge gate. The gate opened and Midnight shouted, "Oh," and the students ran. They were stuck in the gate, but Izuku just flew with sand while Ayaka rode the wind. Shoto, to stop them, sent an ice pillar which was stopped by both of them with a slam from their elements. Shoka froze every student on land and ran out. Shoto melted the ice and a few 1A students escaped. Izuku looked back and saw Katsumi and Katsuki fighting each other, and it looked like Katsuki was winning. He diverted his focus to the giant hand that came crashing down on him and Ayaka. He dodged quickly, though Ayaka was slow, and saw the 0-pointers from the entrance exam. He tried to fly past them quickly, but he would get blocked every time. Ayaka was fast enough to dodge and made it to the second obstacle. He saw all the robots freeze and quickly went through them before they fell down and sent some sand molecules, enough to match his weight, to fly faster than him, and slowly but surely made his platform smaller so that more sand would reach ahead after a while. Izuku teleported and saw he was in par with Ayaka, who didn't look surprised. "Of course you would do that," she shouted, and Izuku replied with, "This too," which caught Ayaka off guard, and she saw that her feet were covered in sand which was not yet hardened. She looked up to Izuku with a pale face and saw he formed a smirk. "Sand harden," he shouted, and Ayaka fell down. He looked behind and saw that Ayaka was struggling with the sand, Shoto and Shoka battling each other with their quirks, and Katsuki flying past them while Katsumi shouted. He did the same trick of sending the sand faster than himself to the finish line this time, and saw that Katsuki had passed him and was about to reach the finish line. He quickly teleported himself and heard Mike say, "Izuku just Izuku is first with Katsuki Bakugo in the second. And here comes Ayaka Fukusaki in the third with Shoto Todoroki fourth." The students came in one after another, and eventually, the students were eliminated for coming at the end, and only 32 were accepted. It was time for the next battle, and it is, Midnight yelled as she spun the wheel once again. "Cavalry battle." And Izuku got thinking on the spot, "Aya will be dangerous, so I should get her on my team. Uraraka can keep us floating so to avoid any other teams, and my sand can keep us in one place. Lastly, I need someone for nothing really. I can do the defense, Ayaka on the offense, and Uraraka for support." He looked around and saw that others were glaring daggers into him. He turned and gave a glare back. "Nothing really. I can do the defense, Ayaka on the offense, and Uraraka for support." He looked around and saw that others were glaring daggers into him. He turned and gave a glare back 4, which worked wonders as some were missing their pants. 5. He saw the point systems and realized that they were headbands, so he needed precision. He went to Aya but was surrounded by 1. "Take us in your team." "Yeah. Take me." "And oh, take me." Izuku got fed up and made the sand, pushed the students away. He went to Uraraka and dragged her to Ayaka, "Teammates." And they both nodded. Izuku went to Ida, but he said, "Sorry Izuku, I want to battle you and not be your support. I hope you understand." Izuku nodded and thought, "I really need to find a surname. It's weird, everyone says Izuku all the time." 9. He was searching for people when he found Tokoyami was alone. He approached him and said, "Tokoyami, wanna join?" He looked behind and shrugged. "We stood there and planned. Uraraka will stay on top, Tokoyami in the front, and I don't care if I go in the right or left. Seem good?" Izuku asked, and everybody nodded. Izuku was in the left and Ayaka in the right when the competition started. "Start." Midnight shouted, and the students ran into Izuku's team. Ayaka pushed all the people on the right, front and back, not being able to reach the left, and Izuku formed some clones who took their headbands after knocking them out. They were doing just fine when they noticed the steady closeness of the Todoroki team, consisting of Momo, Ida, and the Todoroki twins. Ayaka was trying to push them, but Shoka froze them in place while Shoto melted it after the wind. They were just about to send another attack to the Todoroki team when Bakugo came out of nowhere trying to snatch Uraraka's band, but she was lucky to duck, and when Bakugo was on top of her, she quickly touched his stomach and he was pulled back from Siro, who whined after Katsumi went to him because of Uraraka's fast and lucky reaction. Izuku was ready for attacks coming in from the Bakugo team. He made a wall in front of her and she was pulled back yet again by Siro, who was trying to scold them. Keyword. Trying. Izuku focused ahead and made a giant head with arms beside him. He made the clone go to the Todoroki team, who were shocked, but Shoka tried to freeze him when the clone crushed the incoming ice. He pulled his hand back and was about to crush the team while Tokoyami stole their hands when time was called. "Everybody did great. Here are the results," shouted Midnight, whose voice was getting a bit cracky from all the shouting. 1 team Uraraka, Izuku, Fukusaki, Tokoyami. 2 team Todoroki, Ida, Yaoyorozu. 3 team Shinso, Denki, Ojiro, Shiosaki. 4 team Bakugo, Siro, Mina, Bakugo 3. "Take a break, you and I need it." Midnight went sore after a bit. Everybody saw it coming after the break. Izuku POV. After I finished eating, I was about to leave when Aizawa-sensei called for me. I went to him and said, "Can I help you, sensei?" As we were still in public, he replied, "It's done, follow me." As he walked away I widened my eyes. It's done, it's done, it's done 𝗕𝗲𝗁. Yeah. I followed him enthusiastically, which he noticed and gave a small smile. He said, we had some trouble because the yagis are really good at keeping secrets, but we finally did it and need your sign. I honestly don't care if they don't agree because we, or more precisely 𝗧𝗏𝗁 and Nizu, can throw the book at them and it will be done. As he turned around to me and smiled, time revert Izuku POV. I was standing at desk of our homeroom teacher, Aya beside me, after school ended. Uncle was standing behind his desk and gave a curious look. What happened? I want to get out of their custody so that I can legally change my name. I know it will take some time. I was cut off by Uncle hugging me. He said, I knew this was gonna happen someday. If you want I can adopt you. But you'll still stay at her house and I'll visit sometimes. Both me and Aya widened our eyes and I immediately agreed. He was very happy and called a detective he knew. We did our questioning and I showed him my scars. Uncle was also present and they both were furious since they knew All Might from so long. Uncle, after partying for a bit because of the case, said, you should go home, we have the USJ tomorrow. And we agreed and left with our final goodbyes. Current time. Uncle had told me to go to the waiting room and if I won the festival, they would do it today. If I didn't then they will try to make the yagis agree first, which would almost take a week and I didn't want that. So yeah, after I sat down in the waiting room, Izumi and gang tried to sit beside me but I scooted away. They scooted to me and I went away again. We did this a couple of times and their reactions were getting better and better. The Bakugo twins looked like they had enough. Izumi and Shoko were trying to hold their tears back and Shoto was just fed up. Just to see in one place, you dumb nerd. Katsumi shouted. I ignored her and looked at Aya, who came to my rescue. She sat beside me and hugged my arm. Katsumi and Shoka made a jealous look. Wonder why 7. Okay, thank God I got a mic so now I don't have to shout. Here are the battles. Midnight stated 3 Izuku vs Shinso, 0 vs Shoto, Todoroki Shoka, Todoroki vs Ida, Fukusaki vs Bakugo, Katsumi Shiosaki vs Ojiro, Kaminari vs Mina, Bakugo Katsuki vs Uraraka, Tokoyami vs Yaoyorozu 2. Now, let's start with the first match, Shinso vs Izuku. Midnight yelled one eye and Shinso went down and got in our stances and started when they gave the signal. He asked, so good to be blessed with a strong quirk, right? Must have been the pride and joy of your parents, never bullied even a bit. While dodging 2 I was furious that he made such assumptions. I was fed up and said, sand tsunami. While he got scared and the sand covered him, the sand got DLWN enough to see Shinso laying in the sand. I approached him and said, I was neglected by my parents, bullied till I was unconscious. Just because I had an E-ranked quirk? You have no idea what you're talking about, boy. In Shikaku's voice, he was shocked and said, 𝗕𝗏. That's so strong. 2 I said, I trained and you should probably look at the person before making assumptions. You are meant in the hero course, but I must also win this festival so that 𝐒𝐭𝐚 get out of my parents' grip. While offering a hand, he took it, smiled and said, I hope we can be friends. 9. I hope so too, Shinso. Now, let's get on with the other festivals. Midnight asked. We nodded and went our ways. 0 vs Shoto was short. Shoto won by engulfing half the arena in ice. 1 Shoka vs Ida. Ida ran up to Shoka okay, but she covered the whole area in ice. Ida, out of momentum, slipped out of the arena. Fukusaki vs Katsumi. Katsumi smirked, and because I had put sand close to the area, I heard her say, I will take you from him and prove I'm much better than you. 3 Somaliland shillings. 14 T. 17 I just scowled at that and they started. Aya made a huge wind current hut Katsumi as she was in the air. This however didn't stop her and she yelled, 𝗏𝗧𝗟 impact. I looked at Bakugo and he was furious, probably thinking, then Katsumi, we were going to keep that move a secret till that nerd fought us. What the F3? 14 CK are you doing? 3 I looked back and she had made a spiraling tornado. Ayaka just smirked and made a tornado of her own. Its current was the opposite of Katsumi's. She sent the tornado between Katsumi's and they both blasted from impact. The smoke cleared rather quickly and I noticed Aya had made a tornado around herself as a shield. 2 DMN. That girl really likes tornadoes. Though as she came up to me and gave a peck on my cheek. Shiosaki vs Ojiro. Shiosaki's hair went in the ground and to Ojiro, he slammed his tail on the ground and jumped up to avoid the vines. He used them and slides across them to reach Shiosaki. I could see scratches on Ojiro's tail. Due to the surfing which he ignored, he reached Shiosaki and spun around hoping for a tail smash. Shiosaki avoided with her vines and trapped Ojiro in vines. Denki vs. Mina. Denki discharged 500,000 volts in which Mina was caught. Denki won 7. Katsuki vs. Uraraka. Same. Tokoyami vs. Yaoyorozu. Same. And with that, the first round is finished. Midnight shouted,